bitches? What's up? Wake up. It's morning time. What's up, bitches? What's up? Wake up. It's morning time.
What's up? Wake up. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? We just have Bukes in the house. Yes. Thank you, Bukes, for breaking the silence. Good morning, sir. GM. What's going on, everybody else out there in the world, in the ether, who's not saying hello, who's listening to the replays later or 500 years in the future? I don't know. I don't know where this goes. But good morning, everybody. Happy August 11th, Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday. Buke's favorite day of the week, right? Taco freaking Tuesday. I should really go try the new taco spot that my buddy's been telling me about. It's a little bit reverse direction of where I'm going to be, but I might try to do it today. It's not too far off. But I am not an avid Taco Tuesday participator. So I just get my tacos whenever I get my tacos. It is what it is. But what's up, man? Yeah, I see that. I see you in the timeline tacoing it up on a Tuesday. You're probably writing the Taco Tuesday post right now as we speak, copying the link. Thank you very much. The spike in viewers after you post that just through the roof. Just a whole bunch of people on X. I click that button, join. Don't say anything to me. I really want to know who y'all are so we can chat, so we can have some fun, so we can rap, so we can get to know each other a little bit. I'm already short of breath and I'm already a little sweaty right now. I came in here really cold, but then I was like, just do some push-ups and some air squats. And so I've already hit about 60 this morning. Um, so yeah, if I seem out of breath or out of it, I started another 100 a day challenge because I've just been off my game with the workout and the eating, and I need to do something. And 100 in a day was just a easy to accomplish goal if you break it up throughout the day into little increments of either 10 or 15. I was listening to a podcast this morning where the lady was like, if you live a sedentary life, like where you sit all day, yeah, who is lurking and not saying hello? Who would do such a thing? Um, then try to, or you should do, she said 10 air squats every hour on the hour for 8 hours, so getting about 80. She said that'll help break up that all the bad that comes with that sitting for 8, 10, 6, 7 hours a day. So it's not what I do, but because I don't live a sedentary life, I go out and walk jobs and talk to people and all that kind of stuff. So, but that was cool. Man, that was a weird flash, right? Am I back? I'm back. Okay, cool. So, a little bit about me. I'm Dom, husband to one wife, three children. Right? We're gonna do a little get to know you session here. Three children. Bailey, she's not a child anymore. She's 18. Brooklyn, who's my 13-year-old eighth grader in middle school. Bailey's at senior year of high school. And then Bentley is my 7-year-old in second grade. Three kids, three schools. My wife's daily job is basically mom Ubering them from one school to another, and then from swim to dance to cheerleading. And it's wild. She was pretty hard up on working, like being a working mom. She had a career. She was doing really well. She was getting promoted, all that kind of stuff. And she never wanted to leave until I started to really see stress and busyness in her and it started to take over. And I said, look, honey, my income is good. I would like you to rethink this. With three kids and three schools and all this stuff, I really think it's best for you. And ever since then, she stepped away. She found a little friend group of moms, two of which who also don't work, like formally work, but are caregivers, take their kids everywhere, all that kind of stuff. And they're the besties. They're the bestie clique. What do you do in your hobbies with your kids? Whew, yeah. Um, it kind of varies a little bit, right? So Bailey, my 18-year-old, that's kind of the one that is the most difficult. Like we do a little gaming. We love watching the Marvel movies and all that stuff. She's become like a little collector of pop figures and stuff like that. So whenever I get bring home my collection stuff like V Friends or whatever, she's definitely the one I show it to. She likes ripping packs and stuff like that. So that's kind of I think what we have. Um, Other than that, it's just like our sense of humor, goofing around, hanging out, that kind of stuff. And then she's off with her friends most of the time. Brooklyn, it's definitely gonna be our our goofiness, our loud, obnoxious behavior. Um, Singing in the car has become a fun one with me in Brooklyn. I love watching her do art. I've tried to dabble in it, but one of the things that I struggle with, and I know a lot of people do too, is just like sitting down in front of a page and just drawing or coloring for a long amount of time. And then Bentley, it's everything sports, athletic, water, swimming, playing in the sprinklers, just, being a kid. Bentley's like my youth for sure. Yeah. Have kids spaced out. I recommend it. It's fun. Don't put them too close together. I get the theory of putting them close together and getting in and out of that phase really quick. But once you get to the later years, it's like, dang, I wish I wasn't out of this phase so quick. Wish I had a couple more years with that. That empty nester syndrome that my kids are all gone away. And how long is it going to be till grandkids? I had actually a meeting with a client yesterday, and she was bringing up like the house and getting it all ready and dialed in. And I said, yeah. Or no, we were talking about how one of her kids just got married and they're going through wedding season with all their friend group. And I'm like, yep. And next it's going to be kid season. And she's like, oh my God, I can't wait. I want grandkids. And I'm like, yeah. So it's definitely something to look forward to, but there can be a very big gap in there. But what's up, Dylan? Dropping in with a question, just getting me off and rolling real quick. And I didn't have that much to talk about today. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Because yesterday was just like a good day, just had some good chats, had some good meetings, had some good progress on the job sites. Got to talk to the city manager of the city that I'm working in right now because they just lost another inspector, and so he had to take a couple inspections. And he's a nice guy. I like him a lot. He used to be an engineer, so I used to know him when he was a structural engineer, and then when he jumped onto the city, um, we definitely tried to curate a little bit of a relationship with him. And it was good to talk to him. I kind of picked his brain about becoming a city inspector one day because I kind of think of that as not necessarily an exit strategy, but like maybe a transition point of going from being a general contractor and dealing with clients and all the stress and all that to maybe more of a simpler, more modest position as a city inspector, maybe some, last one last little ditch effort into getting some benefits and retirement fund. And as life slows down with kids leaving the house, I feel like that could be a cool little move there. I don't know. So something to think about, something that I've always had on my radar. And it seems like they have pretty much like like a solid turnover rate, so it doesn't seem like it'd be hard to transition into. I, who knows? Who knows? I had a chat with our friend Orion, Kieran Camel, who he jumped in here the other week and said, "I just got my contractor's license." So I gave him my phone number. We jumped on call. And guy kind of just like I don't know. Let's say I dropped some advice on him. I don't know. He seems to have a pretty good foot in the door, having a dad and an uncle in the business. So I think he's good. I think he's good. Um, what else? What else? What else? What else? I got home. My wife and son were not home. They were at a swim lesson. I totally forgot that those existed. I should have just went straight to the swim lesson. Went to the chiropractor first, and and then I got like my house is like dead quiet. I go upstairs and both my girls are just laying in bed, uh, watching their phones and just hanging out. And I'm like, "You guys okay?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's just relax time. After a busy day at school and cheerleading and friend drama, it's just relax time, Dad. We just want to lay down." I'm like, "All right, I find this hilarious, but whatever. Let's do this." So solid freaking Monday is what it was. I hope everyone else has as solid of a Monday as I have. They're becoming every day is becoming fun and solid. But here we are. I got I got my quiet boys with me.
What's
It's
up,
all good.
bitches?
I got all these other
What's up?
people. Whoa,
Wake up.
sorry, I clicked the wrong button.
It's the morning time.
Yeah, I'm trying to wake you guys up. I'm trying to wake myself up.
Down to
And we're
the
gonna do the reading.
reading.
This reading, man, off the backs of like multiple like fun, cool, like good point, good perspective readings that we had over the weekend and last week. This is one of those readings that can just really easily kick you right in the pants. This happens to me a lot during this book. So if you don't know, we'll do a little housekeeping because it's quiet here today. This is the book, The Daily Dad, Orion Holiday. Yes, mine's blue. Yours is red. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Um, it's been out for I think a little over a year. It's got to be over a year, right? Almost 2 years. It's very simple. It's one page a day. The readings are very short. You can read them 1 minute, 2 minute. You can read them on the toilet. You can read them anywhere. It's very easy to do. Um, and so then what I do, what our predecessors Ryan and Blaze did, is they set up this little morning show so that we can come here and we can talk about it. We could all read together and we can share ideas and we can let each other know how we took the reading versus how maybe someone else took it. You kind of reflect on how you were raised as a kid and what all of that has done to your style of parenting. I like to reflect on how my wife would take some of these readings and how her parents raised her and kind of do a little compare and contrast. And then we go out there and we try our best to live the best version of these words, our best version of these words to give our kids just a little bit better of a upbringing that maybe we had, or just give them a solid one. So yeah. What's up, Reverend Chris? How you doing, bud? Long time. I miss you, dude. Sort of. I sort of do. I sort of don't. What's up, David? How you doing? How come I didn't see you come in and you just like pop in? Compare and contrast word to live by. Yeah, t-shirts. I know. Look, I'm not one to push. So when someone says they'll get it to me by last Wednesday, I'm like, all right, give them a couple days. So I hit her up. I'll get you renderings on Friday. Radio silence since Friday. I just, it is what it is. I'm not paying them a ton of money. They're actually providing me with a really good deal. So just let them do it on their own time. No one's in a rush, right? Dylan, we've gone this far. We're in episode 637, and I feel like you were here pretty close to episode number one. So after 637 episodes without t-shirts, Wait a little bit longer, right, buddy? David, yep, David just is a sneaky guy. What's up, David? But anyways, and Mike's in the house. What's up? Here's everybody. Look, everybody like wakes up a little late. They're like, look, the first 15 minutes is Dominic just bullshitting. All we want to hear about is this reading. So let's do it. Let's do it. Mike, this is a great one for you. Dylan, all you guys with young kids, this is a great reading to like really start to try to understand how you speak to your children, how you speak around your children. Because remember, they hear everything. They don't pay attention. They don't listen, right? They don't like actually follow your instructions. It's more like they listen to the tone. They hear the negativity way louder than the positivity. Positivity. Weird words. And it soaks in and it becomes that negative voice in their heads. We all have it. Mine can be, right? This is wild. I took over Jason's mantle of the hair. So now I'm the hair. Now I'm the coif and the beard. Uh, it is out of frigging control. And I didn't actually take a shower yesterday. So it's all kinds of stuff. Huge. We're trying so hard to be mindful of this lesson. Yeah. Again, one of those things, yeah, the hair bun's coming. One of those things, Mike, that I wish I knew a long time ago. I wish I knew at your stage of parenting because I 100% have given my children, especially my girls for sure. I don't think so much with my son. The curse of my family's negative inner voice. And my hope, like my deepest hope, is that because my wife is such a beautifully positive person from a beautifully positive family, that she's given them enough to help like counteract my negativity. So that's where I'm at. That's definitely where I'm at. And I can see it a lot and enough in Bailey. I can see that she, um, at times, really thinks positively about herself. Other times, she's a little scared. But I think that's just nerves. Um, ooh, dropping a couple of ums there. Watch out, buddy. Careful with those words. And with Brooklyn, we're still on the fence. You know, she had a very big bout of negativity couple, for the last couple of years. I think a lot of it had to do with friend circles. Some of it was coming from the household, but we were working very hard with Brooklyn, especially me, uh, building her up and giving her a lot more internal confidence and self reliance. My daughters carry my voice. They keep asking me to repeat the songs and conversations from their youth. Damn, dude, it's adorable. I love David and his girls. It's great. It's great. Like I said many times, my my goal is to be more like David. Like when I get to that point, when the girls grow older, when they come back at 26, I want to be like, yeah, I did it. I worked very hard. This guy David, he didn't know he was mentoring me. Maybe he did. Maybe he's doing it on purpose. He came to me by some weird connection and like he really helped me turn that corner. And yeah. So thank you, David. Appreciate you, man. Like I said, don't know how we found each other, but it's awesome. It's awesome. I mean, I know it's through the show. It's here. It's Ryan and Blaze's fault. Those little turds. So like I said, mine's not so good. Pass it on to my girls. Doing much better with my son because of course I have the book now in his early years, and as the reading says, they really start to like form this after five-ish. Like every kid's a little different, but I think there's enough um nativity. No, that's not the word. Dang, I messed that one up. There's enough whatever it is in their early years that they're not really soaking in as much and paying attention. They're kind of more in their curiosity and learning things phase. Whereas when they get a little bit older in the five or the six, seven age range, it's when they really start to take these things in and start to form that. that inner voice. So we got some time. We don't have some time, depending on where you are. But just lock in. There's no uh, there's no wrong time from what I understand and what I've read to change. There's no wrong way to change. There's just no wrong time to change. Just do it. You may be a little late, like I was, but if you make the effort, the kids will understand. They'll start to build that up in themselves. Maybe they realize that it's dad's voice that's the negative one in their heads, and they're saying, like, look, dad's voice is the negative one, but dad's new voice is positive, and let's listen to dad's new voice because that one sounds a lot more fun, right? And you know, be upfront with them about that. That's been my plan lately is just tell them I'm a human, right? Like David's saying here, I messed up. I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't realize it, and I'm gonna work my butt off to change that, to fix that situation between us. And I've had a couple of these conversations with my girls where it's like, I'm sorry. Like I didn't know what I was doing. I was in a selfish mindset. I was not prepared at all for children, which I know a lot of us looking back aren't, never could be. Like it's as much as you prepare, it still blindsides you. I do reference my cousin here and there on the show, but she and her husband very much tried to plan everything out, and they did. They succeeded in their plans. They read the books. They did all the stuff, but even they were blindsided by how intense parenting was. And she and I have had numerous hours of conversation where she's like, I can't believe it. With all the planning and the prep I did, these kids still just rock me to my core sometimes. And I'm like, it is what it is. It's the biggest and greatest challenge of our lives is creating little humans that take all of our good, all of our bad. They're reflective little mirrors, like we've talked about. They show you your insecurities. What they pick up your negative voice. They spout it off to their friend, and you're yelling at them, correcting them, like, "Hey, don't say that." And then you have a moment, and you're like, "Wait a minute, I said that about that person the other week. Shoot, that's actually my fault. Damn." And that's, a constant thing. There is no instruction manual for kids. Every kid is different because they're essentially taking a percentage of you, a percentage of your wife, a percentage of any and all the teachers, grandparents, mentors around them, and they're mixing it all up in a little that little brain of theirs, and they're every one of them's going to be different. You know, it's wild. And we know that through, right? We know that through all the studies of twins, like identical DNA from identical people at the same time being raised in the same exact environment, sometimes the same clothes and the same hairdo, and yet every person with twins will tell you that's that one has these five traits and behaviors, and that one has these three different traits and behaviors. I share with my son-in-law, this new baby's gonna, yeah, like to a degree that you can't even explain. It's wild. Um, Dr. Spock is good, but does not prepare you for reality. Yeah. David's gonna be a grandpa. Yes. Not so cool. You're finally at the destination. This next beautiful and wonderful chapter of your life. Let's just gotta sit there and think about what Grandpa David's gonna be like. David, remind me again, what's the location difference between you and this grandchild? No destination, it's the journey. Where are you guys at states? So I don't think you guys live in the same state, right? Just remind me. And then are you going to pack your things and move over there and be like a grandpa on the same street, which I highly recommend, by the way. And if you're not too ingrained where you are now. What's up, MP? Late to the party. How you doing? He was out doing all 100 push-ups in a row to catch up. I'm just kidding, dude. Busy day in MP land. We've been talking. We've been talking a really good amount, so I expect you to watch the replay for the first time. Let's see if someone actually watches the replay. It's on YouTube. There's literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these on YouTube with absolutely zero views. Hold on. All right, we're back. Oregon is the birthplace today. I am in the Midwest. Yeah, man. Get get your butt over there. I have about 40 done. Need to get 60 more in. Nice. I think I am at 60 and need 40 more. Yeah, I did 4 sets of 15 before the show. And I was, like I said, when I came on here, I was fucking sweating. I turned the air conditioning on in here. I did the last set outside just to try to like cool down a little bit, but it is like stuffy and muggy and humid out here. For some reason, Southern California this summer has turned into Florida or a version of Florida that I imagine, but it's probably worse out there in Florida. Yesterday was push pull, so the shoulder's sore. Oh, sorry, dude. You didn't have to start challenge today. You could have just done it another day. I uh I challenged myself, I think on Saturday or Sunday when I responded to Robbie Matson, and then it took me a couple days to actually get my shit together. It was just a weekend I did not feel like doing exercise on. All right, what else, people? Where else are we at? Oh, this was a Chat GPT note. Build oof, build it build your kids up with a voice of confidence, patience, kindness, and self-belief, right? So start trying to figure out how we talk to our kids in a version that helps build their confidence, their patience, their kindness, and their own self-belief. Do we have to do 100 for multiple days? Yeah, it's every single day until you die. I don't I don't know. I think Robbie's doing 100 a day, and he also walks like something like 18 or 20,000 steps. But, you know, to each their own. It is what it is. I was unsure what I wanted to do today, so I've actually done 60 push-ups and 60 air squats just to amp it up a little bit and maybe not focus. But for a while there, I was doing 100 a day every single day, and it felt good. My arse hurts this week, but a good workout. 100 per day for 100 days. Okay, fine. That was a goal. Mine was like 100 to VCon or something like that. I can't remember the last time I did it. It gets tough, but again, it's all about spacing it out, doing them as early as you possibly could. Yeah, sure, whatever. I'll do it. Um, and 100 a day till Hawaii. I can roll that back. That works for me. I don't know how many days until Hawaii. How many days until I think it's the 30th. 80 days is right around the time for our Hawaii trip. So we can do 180 days. 100 a day for 80 days. Again, I might mix up some other stuff. I might just call it 100 per day. And some days I might just do something different than push-ups. We don't know. Sometimes the wrists hurts is what the my biggest problem is my wrists really start to hurt after a while. Hans and Franz here to bump you up. Got you, buddy. All right, and then the daily stoic lesson of the day. Today's daily stoic lesson confused me a little bit. MP, Bukes, anyone? Did you guys like really hit the nail on that head? It was a little weird. The title was No Time for Theories, Just Results, right? So it was basically about the difference between talking about it and being about it, the difference between words and action. And instead of just sitting there talking, speaking, spouting off philosophy, reading, all that kind of stuff, actually putting in the work, forming the habits, like getting push-ups done as early as possible and actually doing the action. So at the end of a couple of times going through it and the question, I sort of understood it. It's just the way that it was written. There were two different quotes in there that were strange that I didn't understand. So sometimes that happens. I think ChatGPT helps me a lot, but this time I did not actually ask. So it's kind of your lesson for the day. Sure, live it, love it, learn it, just stack some habits up, get those workouts in, get those steps in, those walks. Just move your bodies, people. Don't be sitting in a chair all day, every day, listening to my podcast on repeat. Holy moly, look at this guy. What's up, dude? How you been, man? How have you been? What has been going on in the feel good life? The feel good life. I like that. I'll stick with that for a minute. I'll let that sit. Holy doctor is in the house. I know. I gotta close the show though, dude. We're not gonna just like run another 30 minutes because Dr. Feelgood decided to wake up at 8 a.m. in Texas. Isn't it 8 a.m. Texas? I think so. All right, people. Tomorrow, we'll be here tomorrow, 5:30 a.m. Pacific. Uh, show up, hang out, chat with me, do the reading. If you don't have the book, let me know. I could text you the images. I don't care about copyright or Brian Holiday making another $5. Just do the reading. And yeah, right, it's getting out of control, dude. I'm like really letting it grow wild. And then I told my wife the other day that I'll take it all away for the Hawaii trip because one thing about Hawaii is I love snorkeling, but like the face masks that we have, they don't work with beards. So I'm just gonna go full skin come October, and then we'll do it all over again. All right. See you people. Let's loop the title screen. Play the thing. Bye now.
What's up, bitches? What's up? Wake up. It's morning.